The book of Titus offers for us the closest thing to a Christmas letter the Apostle Paul can give us. Titus offers words of encouragement, instruction, and admonition to the leaders of the early church.
As we read a passage from Titus, listen for its meaning in the context of Christmas and our Advent journey together. Notice how these words not only speak of the past, but also the future, of Christ's incarnation, but also his second coming.
The grace of God has appeared, bringing salvation to all people. It educates us so that we can live sensible, ethical, and godly lives right now by rejecting ungodly lies and the desires of this world. At the same time, we wait for the blessed hope and the glorious appearance of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ.
The grace of God has appeared. It begins in the past, celebrating the incarnation of Christ that has brought salvation to the world. It is the history of our salvation in a 6-word summary. That one sentence captures all that God has done prior to and including the arrival of Jesus. The creation of the world, the covenants with Noah, Abraham, Moses, and David, the care for the Israelites in exile and beyond. And at that very moment, Jesus was born into the world. God fulfilled the promise of a Redeemer.
The grace of God, the undeserved, unmerited gift of salvation and redemption for the world, has appeared. It is a done deal, unnecessary to be repeated, imitated, or supplemented.
Paul is saying, church, here is your year in review. Here is all that God has been busy doing, not just in the past 12 months, but since the beginning of time. You can almost hear Paul thinking to himself as he writes, my goodness, God's been busy.
But then, notice the change of focus at the end of the passage.
At the same time, we wait for the blessed hope and the glorious appearance of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Not all Christmas letters from family and friends contain a section about things we are looking forward to in the upcoming year. But Paul's certainly does. Where he uses only 6 words to describe the past, his words flow out one after another as he describes the future. It's as if he can hardly contain his anticipation for what he knows still lies ahead. If you think Jesus coming as a baby was amazing, then wait until you see the blessed hope and the glorious appearance of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ.
In this passage, we have both the past and the future, embodied in a Jesus who has appeared and will come again. And this, of course, brings us all the way back to the very premise of our Advent journey in this book. If there ever was an epistle that captured awaiting the already, summarizing those same inherent tensions that we have discovered in all 4 Gospels, it would be this one.
We are waiting the arrival of a Jesus who is already here.
How is it that Titus suggests we await the already? How is it that we are to live in the present moment, in the meantime that stands between the incarnation and the second coming? Well, this passage makes it pretty clear by providing the answer right between the bookends of this passage.
The grace of God educates us so that we can live sensible, ethical, and godly lives right now by rejecting ungodly lies and the desires of this world.
Paul captures it beautifully with 3 simple words that ought to characterize the life of every follower of Jesus. Our enduring take is to pursue holiness in the present moment, marked by a life that is sensible, ethical, and godly. Notice that these 3 words together capture the full range of the spiritual life.